Hey guys, if you're wondering the reason why I'm talking softer than usual, um, I've been getting comments on some of the videos saying that I think I need to speak a little lower instead of kind of yelling. But so I'll be reading chapters 10 and 11. I'm gonna do chapter 12 too because chapter 10 is super short. Okay. Bakugo's point of view. I was walking down the sidewalk after leaving UA when I suddenly heard one of the people next to me stop. I stopped to turn around and I saw Waya on the floor clutching her ears while shaking her head and crying. My eyes widened. Her brother and I rushed next to her. Hey, Wyan, what's wrong? Wyan? Your brother asked. I stared at her, distressed. What the hell is happening? Is this someone's quirk? They kept shaking her, gently of course. She wouldn't stop. I heard her mumbling something. I stopped shaking her and leaned into what she was saying. I want to be with my brother, mom, and dad. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. She was shivering, and I froze. I started to get frustrated. Oi! Oi, YN, wake up! Wake the fuck up! I yelled. She started to calm down. What the fuck did this girl go through? YN's point of view. It's really him. He wasn't dead, but in prison? Your vision starts to get less and less blurry. You look to see your brother and Bakugo staring at you. Eee! You said to get off the floor. About time you got up, Bakugo says while turning away. You blushed because of how embarrassed you were. You felt someone's eyes on you, but you just pushed the thought away. Suddenly, they get picked up. You yelped from surprise. You looked to see who picked you up. It was your brother. You relaxed. Glad it was someone familiar. The two boys continued to walk home with you in your brother's arms, and nothing but their breathing was heard. Breathing was heard. Time skip. At home. You and your brother open the door to your house, only to find no one inside. You hear a brief knock at the door. You looked at your brother briefly, then proceed to open it. You see Bakugo standing there, tapping his foot impatiently. You stare at him. What's up? You begin to say until he says, Are you going to let me in or not? You rolled your eyes. You stepped aside so you can get in, then closed the door. Your parents aren't here either? You looked at your brother once again, then sat on the couch. Did you at least leave a note for your parent, Katsuki? You sighed. Would I come here if they did? You rolled your eyes. You could have just said no, but where did they go? You took a look at your phone and dialed your mom. Thank you for calling. You hanged up. You started to get worried. Let me try calling Dad. Maybe her phone is off? You dial your dad's number. Thank you. You hanged up again. You paused for a second, then remembered Masuki gave me her phone number. Maybe their phones are dead or they just need to charge. Again to dial Masuki's number. Bakugo took away your phone. and closed the app. Hey, if your parents aren't answering, then neither are mine, he said while jumping on the couch. He felt uneasy. Both, what if they're fine. Your parents are pro heroes anyways, right? Right. They might be just busy with work. But that doesn't explain. Ryan, I'm sure our parents are fine. You inhaled for 5 seconds and exhaled. You looked down at your knees. I might just be paranoid. Just a bit. You decided to go to your room and finish your homework, just to take your mind off the topic. A few hours went by, and it was now 6:57 p.m. You heard a knock on the front door and decided to go in. To open it. Upon opening it, 4 drunk adults came to the house, smelling funny, and one looks like they're about to throw up. Hey! Dad, Mom, Mr. and Mrs. Bakugo at the door, he yelled, now loud enough for the whole street to hear. Your brother came downstairs. As soon as he did, you pushed the parents his way and ran into Bakugo's house. The door opens. The door opens only to find Bakugo wearing boxing gloves. Oh, was I interrupting? No. What do you want? Our parents are at our house. He looked at you and sighed. He put down his boxing gloves and came downstairs. Bakugo's point of view. Actually, no, ignore that, because that is just the same thing that happened before. Ryan's point of view. As he went upstairs, he blushed a little. Did he have an answer to the door with just a tank top on? You sighed. Well, I guess it's his house. You heard him coming downstairs and you pushed those thoughts aside. He saw a little red on your face and smirked. Let's go, blush bomb. He closed the front door and walked in front of you, still smirking. You fumed. You just followed him in silence. You reached your front door and knocked. Your brother opened the door, and you see your parents wrecking everything. Your eyes widening. You whined and you walked in. Man, y'all are freaking adults. Quit wrecking everything. Bakugo yelled in, and the parents stopped what they're doing. And stared at him for a bit, then ran towards him. Bakugo, son-in-law, little shit. Bakugo, don't touch my daughter. You three just stood there. Your mouths agape. Your face turned red as tomato. You ran to your parents and covered their mouths while dragging them to separate rooms. You came back downstairs, now looking up so they couldn't see your red face, though it was really obvious. You sat down on the couch and turned on the TV. You heard footsteps going towards your parents' room. You assumed it was your brother leading Bakugo and his parents there. You heard footsteps coming back, and you saw the 2 boys, and they sat next to you on the couch. You suddenly remember your parents were drunk and started to get mad. How could they got so drunk when they have kids who are minors? He got up and went to the kitchen, got a glass of water, and chugged it now. He put Heart down on the counter, but not so hard it would break. He looked onto the TV to only find the boys looking at you. They realized they were staring and turned around. You exhaled and went back into the living room and you just sat back down. Time skip. You heard soft snoring and saw your brother and Bakugo sound asleep. You smiled and went to sleep yourself. Your brother's point of view. You opened your eyes and yawned. I opened my eyes and yawned. I looked at the time on my watch. 2:43 a.m. I heard sniffles. Then I saw YN crying in her sleep. I frowned. I got up, sat next to her, and hugged her. I wish you never have to remember. Then I could protect you forever. I stopped hugging her when I realized Bakugo wasn't there. I called him to see where he is. Hey, where did you go? I'm at my house. I heard a controller being used and rolled my eyes. I guess you had enough sleep. Huh? Heh, wanna join me? He looked at YN. She'll be fine, right? I sighed. Sure. I put on my shoes, locked the door, and left the house. YN's point of view. This isn't a dream. 6-year-old YN. I can't wait to see Jiro, you giggled while holding a toy car. And your brother was right next to you, holding his All Might figure. Your parents laughed. Yes, your mother chuckled. You reached the school and got out of the car, and you saw Jiro and ran to her. Jiro! Hi! YN! Hi! She waved. She yelled at what? Sorry, my English just trailed off. YN! Hi! She yelled while waving at you. When you reached her, you two hugged and talked for a bit. Then the bell rang. You and Jiro walked to the classroom and entered. Morning, class, Mr. Gilbert said. Morning, Mr. Gerbert. Wait, what? I just realized you pronounced his name wrong. It was Gerbert, like the yogurt. Your class replied. You all started to grab breakfast. You sat at your seat and ate. At the end of breakfast time, Mr. Gerbert told the class that there were only 2 chocolate muffins left. He took one and then said, YN, why don't you have the last one? No, thanks, Mr. Gerbert. I'm full. This is what it sounds like in the text because you're a 6-year-old kid and you can't really speak proper sentences. So, don't mind that jumbled up English. You said with your mouth full of food. He nodded, then gave it to a kid in your class named Ethan. At the end of math class, time skip, at the end of math class, YN. Stay after class, please. Yes, Mr. Gerbert. Everyone left to lunch, and it was only you and your teacher left. He sat down in front of you. YN, Mr. Gerbert wants to tell you a secret, since you were so good today. He gestured for you to sit down on his lap. Mommy says it's bad to sit on another person's lap if they aren't daddy, uncle, or auntie. You grabbed her hand and dragged you towards him. Before he could forcefully put you on his lap, another teacher walked in. He let go immediately. YN, I was looking for you. Follow me, Miss Jen said. You followed her out of the classroom. You crashed down and held your shoulders. Are you okay, sweetie? He didn't do anything to you, right? You shook your head. No, he was about to, but you came in. She nodded in understanding. She took me to the principal's office and had me sit down in a chair and went to talk with the principal. After a few minutes, she came back. YN, you'll be going home early today. You nodded. 15 minutes later, your parents arrived. Thank you for telling us about this event, they said, as your brother walked in. He came next to you, and your parents took you to the car. You got home, and your parents brought you to the room and sat on your bed. Ryan, can you tell about Mr. Gerber did or told you? It's okay if you don't want to share, she said while patting her head. He said he wanted to tell me a secret since I was being good today. He told me to sit on his lap, and I told him no because of what you told me. He tried to make me sit on his lap, but Miss Shen came in. Then I went to the office, he said in a kidly voice. They looked at each other and frowned. Okay, Ryan, thank you for telling us. They left the room. Time skip. Time skipped into nighttime in the dream. You woke up hyperventilating. You looked around to see the boy sleeping soundly. You got up and went to the kitchen to drink some water, and you turned around to see a shadowy figure killed them. Their bodies on the ground, covered in blood, and you dropped a glass, shattering it. The figure disappeared, soon reappeared in front of you. You saw the figure's face and screamed. And at the end of the dream, even at the end of the dream, you continued to scream. Bakugo's point of view. Me and Dominus's brother was playing Smash Bros. When I heard a scream. We looked at each other and then put the controllers down and ran to his house. As we entered the house to see YN in the kitchen with a glass on the floor, and she was screaming and crying with her hands blocking her ears. Was she sleepwalking? I walked her up to her and carried her to the couch and sat her down. She curled into a ball. Her brother was cleaning the glass up from the kitchen. I sat next to her, frowning. Oh, I helped her uncurl herself. But when she looked for us, she swooned again. This time, she said something. After all, why are you still alive? You died. Leave me alone. Why are you following me? Why me? I hugged her, but while hugging her, she whispered, Oh, don't you understand? I only want you. She hugged me and continued to cry, my eyes wetting. This fucking sicko. He won't ever leave her alone, will he? Even if I find him, I won't be leaving him alive. You looked down at YN, and she finally calmed down. YN's point of view. He tossed and turned, not wanting to wake up. Eventually, you open your eyes to hear something sizzling. The smell of baking overwhelms you. You get up to only realize you were sleeping next to someone. You freezed. You turned your head around to see who it was. You bit your lip and closed your eyes. Not Bakugo, not Bakugo, not Bakugo. You opened them to see your brother sleeping soundly next to you. Phew! You relaxed and left the living room. You entered the kitchen to only see... Wait a second. You left the kitchen to go to your parents' room. You opened the door to see Mr. Bakugo knocked down on the floor, Mitsuki on the bed sleeping, and your mother on the floor too. You blinked a couple of times and then stepped back only to hit something. You stumbled a bit and turned around to see it was Bakugo. I never thought they would get that drunk, he said. He said as he shook his head. They went back to the kitchen. You stared straight for a bit, then closed the door. You opened your brother's bedroom to see... Actually, no, scratch that. Hearing plates hit the kitchen counter, you leave your room and enter the kitchen. Wow, I didn't know you can cook. You said, watching him put the rest of the plates on the table. I don't know how to cook. I just know how to make simple things like pancakes, waffles, French toast, eggs, and bacon, he replied, while washing a few pans that he used to cook breakfast with. You sweat drop more than I ever do. You hear someone grunting in the living room. Your brother entered the kitchen and saw Bakugo washing the pans. I didn't know you can cook, Bakugo. He twitched his mouth. Is that much a surprise? He said as he sat down at the table. Your mother entered the room. Oh my, Bakugo, I didn't know.
Results from a search.
The heck? Sorry guys, my Google went off for no reason. Oh my, Bakugo, I didn't know you could cook this well. His face darkened. You laughed quietly. We're all in danger. I had my mom teach me, so I can make whatever food I want and I can eat on my own. Your face lit up. You stood with your hands on the table. Do you think you could teach me? Please? You said with puppy dog eyes. I could, but I'd rather train for the UA entrance exam. You remember it was only 11 months away. Bakugo, you said firmly. He raised an eyebrow. I want to train with you, can I? You stared into his eyes. He stared back inside. No, I said no. You're too weak to be training with me. It's better if you continue to train with that sleep-deprived man, he said with the spoon in his hand pointing out. Okay, if I train with Uncle Aizawa, I'll be stronger than you. And you said with one eye closed, looking at him. He froze. And I'll get a better score than you. An arrow hit him. And become a better hero. Arrow hit again. Hey, wait a second. And everyone will like me better. You began to say and cut you off. Okay, you can train with me. Sorry, Katsuki. If I want to become a strong hero, I'm going to have to train with someone strong. He stared at you in disbelief. After all, stop switching between nicknames. Second of all, why are you saying I'm not strong? He glared at you. When he said that, everyone stopped eating and looked at you. I just said I want to train with a strong person. After staring at you for a bit, he put his spoon down, got up, and left the house. You watched him leave. Bakugo's point of view. How dare she says I'm not strong. Watch, YN. I'll be the strongest person you ever knew. You will regret saying that. I kicked the wall in anger. I didn't want to go home because it would be too boring, so I decided to go to the park. He lay down on the grass and closed my eyes. I heard someone walk next to me. I opened my eyes to see a girl in a costume staring at me. I closed my eyes again. You're a hero, aren't you? I am. You're a free. Wait, what? I can't pronounce that word. Are you? I'm gonna say it. You're a angry hero, aren't you? What's it to you? I growled. Hey, being angry as a hero is good too sometimes. Anyways, you seem like you want to be a hero. Don't be a killjoy. When everyone says something about you, try to prove them wrong. That's what a hero does. Well, besides saving everyone else's asses and fighting villains. He smirked at her reply. He opened her eyes to see her looking up with one hand at her ear, probably speaking to some co-worker. She looked back down at me. Well, duty calls. See you around, kid. then ran off. I'm not a kid, fucking grandma. Back at Ryan's point of view. Your brother looked at you, and so did your mom. What? You said while trying not to meet their eyes. Ryan, you never said anything like that. No, you never insulted someone like that before, your mother said. Maybe because I never had a chance to. It's not like I assaulted him. I said I wanted to trade with someone strong. What's wrong with saying that? You huffed. You know you indirectly assault him. It's in your eyes. Yeah, sis, you were being mean. And you've never been mean to anyone before. I assure you, if I wasn't homeschooled, I would be mean too to some kids who deserved it. Stop making it seem like a surprise. Am I not the only one allowed to be mean because I'm homeschooled? Ryan, you said while raising an eyebrow. Ryan, we're not saying that. You cut her off. Oh, but you are. Now you got up and left the house. I'm supposed to behave differently than other kids. Is that what you're saying? Behave nicely because I'm never mean. Because I never had a chance to be. You kept on walking away from your house. I don't even know where this place is, you face-palmed. Maybe Katsuki's right. I really am a dumbass. You sighed and kept walking. Whatever. I'm not in the mood to go back. You decided to walk away since it's the only place you really know how to get to. You went into the field and saw no one there. Maybe they're going into class. You go back inside and look for class 1A. While looking, you bumped into someone and rubbed your forehead. You said as you looked up to see a tall, muscular man. He stares down at you. You stare back. Awkward. Okay, guys. That's the end of chapter 10, 11, and 12. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.